All right, today we're here with Maggie Williams. She is a local author out of the Black Lick area here in Pennsylvania, and she also attends Altman Baptist Church, where her dad, Pastor Jason Williams, has been serving there for a little over 2 years now, almost 3, right? Right?
It'd be close to 2 years.
Okay, close to 2 years. I'm a member there, but I don't know how time works. Anyway, we're here today with her, and she's going to be talking about a book that has already been released and some of the other projects that she's been involved with. And so, hello, Maggie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well so far.
Good.
Doing well so far. First of all, tell us about the book that you have published.
So, Through the Flames is a historical romance mystery fiction that I wrote quite a while ago. But it's basically about a girl who undergoes a serious tragedy in her life and is left without family or friends or anything like that, and goes all the way from her home in Pennsylvania to Texas to live with a new family, and she ends up finding her faith again, love, and just a new life.
Okay, so it's a story of heartbreak, but also triumph going through the flames. So that's great.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so where did the idea of this book come from, and how long did it take you to write it?
Oh, it started when I was 13 years old. I actually had a dream one night about this whole just losing my parents, losing my family, and just being completely alone, and if I would be okay with that. Would I be like heartbroken and just all of that? And it kind of started the question in my head, well, this would make a great story, wouldn't it? And so then I started writing.
Okay, so you started writing it, and then you finished it around, what, when you were about 17?
17, yes.
Okay, so this is obviously a very long process for you, starting from beginning to 17, and then earlier this year, right, is when it was officially published?
Yes, it was published July 6th.
July 6th.
I remember that because it's my grandmother's birthday.
How about that?
Yes.
Okay, so July 6th it was published, and since then it's been available. I know you did a lot of promoting of it on your Facebook page.
I did,
and as well as going to different meetings. Those of you who don't know, we go to the same church, and we sometimes go to meetings, and we'll go to places, and sometimes she'll be there pretty much selling that book to whoever is there to hear it.
Yeah.
And she does a good job, too. She's very good at promoting.
Oh, thanks.
But let's let her talk more, right? So you already talked about when the book became available. And speaking of the book itself, what about the reception? What has been the reception from those who have purchased and or read your book?
I do believe that it's been pretty good. I mean, business has been booming when it first came out,
Right.
and I've had people tell me that they're excited for the second book, and they're kind of really pushing that one, and hopefully that'll come out eventually.
Right, yeah. So we'll get to that eventually. But as far as your writing, obviously this is your first official published book. So I mean, how did it feel to be a published author?
Oh, it felt like a dream come true.
Right?
I did not think that it was possible that someone like me, a literal nobody, could write stories that could impact lives and all that menagerie, but I did.
Right.
And it was a great successful moment in my life.
Yeah, it was a successful moment. And I had noticed, because I sort of saw some of the coming together of this. You brought in your first copy of it. I know you were talking about it probably months before it was actually published.
Yeah.
And you were talking about re-editing it, and excuse me, and the first print came up, and then you did more editing, and I had commented about how, that's a lot of organization and patience that goes into that, which, for someone your age, that's something. I'm in my 30s, and I barely have enough patience to deal with one draft of something, so congratulations on that respect.
Thank you.
But as far as your writing is concerned, how long have you been writing?
Since I was in school. I probably should have done more writing things in school, taken certain curriculums and things like that, but I just didn't realize how much I liked it until I was almost done with school.
Almost done with, isn't that the way it works? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my own, I finally realized how fun school was, my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I guess that's the way it works. But what is your writing style? How would you describe it? I know that's not an easy thing to answer, but if you could.
I think my writing style is kind of a little bit all over the place.
Okay.
Just because, obviously, my first book is a historical fiction, but, like, I've written several short stories that are more modern, so I'm, like, all over the place in genres?
Genre, yeah.
Genre.
Yeah.
And all those different tropes and stuff like that. So I don't have a specific set style, but...
Right. But I would say probably most of it would be probably like, because it seems like, you mentioned you like horses, you like stuff like that. So does that seem to be something you're kind of?
I do like the Western
Yeah.
type
Okay.
too.
All right.
Yeah.
I sense the theme there. All right. What is your favorite thing to write about? Sort of goes hand in hand with the last comment.
Oh, arranged marriages are always fun to
Arranged
write.
marriage. Why is that?
I know. It's just crazy. I don't know. I just like the setup and the matchmaking of it. It's kind of weird. But I love enemies to lovers too.
Enemies to lovers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where like they start out as people that hate each other and then okay, all right. Those are definitely girl answers right there.
Yep.
I'll give you that. So what are some accomplishments or opportunities that you've had with your writing? Obviously the publishing of a book, and what are some other things you've had the chance to do?
Like related to the book or just?
Well, I know one thing in particular. You were writing in the newspaper that I had.
Yes.
And so anything else that has come up? I know you're pretty early into the whole like coming out with your writing.
Yeah, actually, there's something that I haven't shared yet.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had this idea, and I talked with a specific cafe about producing children's books based off of the owner's dog. And so she agreed to let me write children's books. And so I just have to write books. I have the illustrator, and that'll be a next year project.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and she will sell them in her cafe, and it'll be merchandise.
So things to come.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to accomplish in your writing? Big question, right?
I would probably have to say that I just want to be an influence to other girls' lives, because like it's really, really hard to find godly Christian books that are like clean and like there's no smut and all that junk in there. And I know there are several other authors that I've read that have like cuss words and all this stuff in them, and it's just not good for girls to read.
Right.
So I just want to be a good influence and get some good stuff out there that is clean for them to enjoy.
Well, I'd say that's a good thing to want to do. So you've mentioned what you want to accomplish. You had mentioned prior to us doing this conversation here, about things that are in the works, like you have a second book coming out. So tell us about that a little bit, if you could.
Oh, yes. So the next book of the series is going to be titled A Courageous Soldier, and it's basically the sequel to Through the Flames.
Okay.
But I do have a short story that I'm working on that I will eventually release soon enough. And also I have another book that is an enemies to lover, but that'll come out a little later.
A lot going on in the writing world.
A lot.
Okay, so that's good. We do apologize to the listeners. There has been a little bit of background noise. We are trying to do this right after a service at church, so we do apologize for the noise, but hopefully you're still getting most of this. Either way, but as we get ready to wrap up this interview, where can people learn more about you and your writing?
So I have a Facebook account that is titled From Pen to Paper. You can look me up there. And I also do have Instagram as well. So feel free to check me out there.
Okay, all right. And From Pen to Paper, that's all one word?
Yes.
Okay, all right. For those listening who may be interested in, what are some things that you say as sort of an introduction to them would you want people to read? I know I didn't write this one down for you, but it sort of came to mind while we were talking.
Can you reword that?
So if someone was to want to learn, to be introduced to your writing, right? What's a good start for them?
To be introduced?
Yeah.
Well, it's clean.
Okay.
There's all sorts of, like, on my page, I have several, like, free short stories that are either fictional or they're actual non-fiction that are stories that they can enjoy. But I mean, I write a lot of different things, so you have your pick.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, we want to thank you for listening. And Maggie, thank you for joining us for this interview. It was obviously a lot of short notice, but we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. And thank you, and we're done with the interview. Thanks for listening. One more question as we wrap up again for the second time. Fortunately, your father is actually here in the room with us, and he actually remembers things, unlike, yours truly. But we talked this whole time about your book, your work, and all this other stuff. But I didn't get to the actual meat of the question. How can people find your book?
Oh, so it's on Amazon. I put it out there, and that's where I self-publish. So
Okay.
you guys can go ahead and check out Amazon.com.
Amazon.com, Through the Flames, Amazon.com.
By Maggie Williams.
By Maggie Williams. All right.
Yes.
The only Through the Flames written by a Maggie Williams, right?
Yes.
Okay. We want to make sure. All right. Well, again, thank you for that. And, we'll close it there. And you folks have a great day.